Hi everyone, it's day 2. We're still on project 1 at the Hive. Today we're going to look at completing the boarding up of this doorway. So we've got the wood that we took down from the wall here. Gareth is going to do all the cutting. I'm going to mark it out and drill it in. Yesterday we prepared the wood, so hopefully it should be a fairly simple task that we should get done in 15-20 minutes or so, hopefully. Here's hoping anyway. Then we'll have a brew. Obviously you can't do DIY without a brew. And then it's going to be a case of just doing little jobs, like trying to neaten up the edges of the wood here and look at what doorway we're going to put on there, just so it can be closed when it's not in use. If I'm really clever, I might try and look at one that can open out to create a barrier and close, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to do it that way or not. So yeah, we'll get our heads together in a bit and look at what to do. And then I think it's just going to be a case of doing some little tidying up jobs in the office as well, probably taking this door off and just using the saw on a few things in there. We've been on a little buying trip today. We went to Sandbach in Cheshire, so we've got a couple of ex-display pieces from a shop that closed or that has moved there, a healthcare shop. So we've got a really nice green metal unit that we're going to use. We're not sure what for yet, and we've also got like a wooden pigeonhole. So once we've got this doorway boarded up and I'm anticipating with little bits in the back, Gareth's going to get on with sanding that the pigeonhole, and that will get used for one of our displays. So yeah, I'll pop it on fast forward in a little bit. I think we might have a brew first to start with, and you can see how this looks in 20 minutes or so. So we're on day 3. I thought we would have this done in 2 days, the office conversion, but it's dragging out a little bit longer than I thought. So all I've got to do now is we still need to try and figure out the door, but I'll spin round. So the office is currently an absolute disgrace. We've got spare stock, upcycle projects and stuff like that in here, and empty packaging and recycled packaging that we reuse for orders. So this is the doorway that got boarded up. It's just got one layer of wood on for the time being, because I want to use that area that's slightly set back as some sort of shelving system, probably something similar to what we've got going on over here, but I need to figure out what is going to go there before I start building anything. So I think we're going to plan on, this is our packaging area, so this pulls down and then we've got our magnets on there for keeping track of the orders, and paper, tape and everything like that. So I think what I want to do is turn this area into storage for all the packaging, so some of the smaller boxes, the bubble wrap that we save, the paper that we save and reuse, and just have that kind of like tidied away a little bit. So I feel like, without taking too much space of the office up,
I might need to do some sort of like diagonal counter or something, a corner unit, so it gives me a bit more space but still leaves a lot of space in the office, or I just need to bring it out a little bit more. So yeah, I'm gonna have a play around with that in a little while. I might even, thinking about it, move everything that's on that back wall kind of like on some extra wood over where the doorway used to be, and just build out this way and back there and make that a little bit deeper for packaging, and then it leaves space for cutting through. So excuse the pots, still not done those. So this is what was the storage area. Obviously this is now the cut through doorway. We've still got some bits and bobs stored up here for the time being. Again, we need to review what we're going to do with these. They don't take up any space, really. It's not impacting anything. So whether to leave it as it is or to just tidy it up a little bit and have it slightly narrower so it doesn't come out as much. Oh, one thing that I do need to do that I didn't think about was we've got a light switch there for the office lights, and they also do the kitchenette area lights. So now the door's moved, I'm going to try and bring that through this wall here as well. Just I'll turn the electrics off in a minute and see whether I can somehow get them to come to this point. If not, then it'll probably be set back here a little bit, and that will probably force me to change the shelving unit around. So door wise was an absolute nightmare yesterday. I think it's mainly because the wall is slightly out, or the piece of wood that I put up was slightly out. I'm not sure, so it was forcing the door to come forward on the top right corner. But yeah, so we need to finish that door off. We're going to take it to full height and lower it at the bottom as well, and we'll put some sort of like latch on the other side, just so it looks less like a changing room door at the moment. The door is now finished, and Gareth has given it a coat of wax as well, using our favourite, which is the rugged brown wax. So that's one that we've been using for many years now. I'll take you through to the office. It's looking a little bit neater, but it's still nowhere near completed. At the moment I am playing around. That's the old door that we had on. I've just laid it on the floor just to see whether I want to go there in terms of putting wooden flooring down. So yes, coming to our new kitchenette area. So we're going to line this door from the other side as well, I think. It's a little bit gappy at the moment, so we'll figure out what to do on that, whether we put some plywood or just some fabric on it. We might use fabric, but if we're going to use it as maybe like a notice board or something, I don't know, we might use plywood. We'll see. My nose and throat are really feeling funny. Hopefully it's not COVID. I think it's more the fumes from the wax. So this is the other door. I was going to keep it open, but as you can see, I've now started to, or I've insulated it, and I've now started to board it up from the outside. I'm being really lazy though. We're going to change this area anyway, but I've brought it away from the wall for the time being, because we have access to pallet wood, which we get from an airline company nearby, and it breaks off really easily. So all I'm doing is just literally putting it to the wall and screwing it in 2 places on each one. So I'm not doing loads of chopping or anything like that. I've had enough of the chop saw for a couple of days. So yeah, just going to do floor to ceiling, and that will completely cover that. It'll avoid it being knocked, so I don't want to be tapping things in here and all the greetings cards flying off the other side. So that's the progress so far. Hello and welcome to day 1999 of Project 1, which was changing the door at the Hive. Slight exaggeration on the days, however it probably is about day 4 now, I think. What we thought would be a 1-day job or 2-day job at maximum has gone on and on and on. Without going into too much detail, clearly I couldn't do a house renovation, but there's little things that I forgot about, like the light switch that was near the existing door, that when that got boarded up and we created the new door, it obviously meant we had to then move the light switch because we were stumbling around in the dark. But anyway, I'm going to switch the camera around in a moment. As you can see behind me though, the shop is still an absolute state. So we've been trying to do our online orders. We've had a couple of click and collects, and obviously we've been in the middle of a major DIY job, but we've all stayed stress-free, and it's nearly completed now. There's probably a few tweaks here and there, but yeah, let me switch it round anyway and I'll walk you through it. So here we have the old office doorway next to Market Dave, who was the Austrian rag bone man. I'm sure if you're local you'll recognise him. So yeah, the old doorway has now been boarded up. We've condensed the 100 card holders down to 2 rows, or 2 columns rather than 3 columns, and we've now created a new doorway here. So this is going to be our new till area, which is project 2, which we can now start after a couple of days off. It's Gareth's birthday on Wednesday, so we're going to have Tuesday and Wednesday off, and then we'll crack on from Thursday onwards. So let's start with our little hidden door. So try to keep it nice and simple, and obviously for us we like things to look neat and organised, and that just helps when you're then looking for things. So the old stock room is still a stock room, it's just been tidied up a little bit. We've worked on putting some wooden like racking in on the wall just to make it look neater. We're probably going to work on this at some point in the future, but it isn't a major thing at the moment, just to try and tidy it up and maybe get a couple of other shelves in there rather than it just being the 6, I think that it is 5 at the moment. So yeah, the kitchenette is still our kitchenette area. We've managed to get round to doing the pots as well now. So I'll swing it round so we can do a before and after comparison. So this is the storage room, and just in case anyone's wondering why there's an old telephone here, it's actually our key cabinet. So yeah, that's where we keep our spare keys. And Gareth is busy doing paperwork. Like I said, we've still got those online orders that we're trying to work our way through. So yeah, this is the new office area. Well, it's the same office area, but as you'll see, the desk is that little bit longer now, and it's been moved to where the doorway was, and our wrapping station is still in the same area, but it now forms part of the desk. And we've just created a couple of or a little bit more extra shelving up there, and that is pretty much it. So 4 days, it doesn't really look much different, but it definitely feels tidier, feels warmer in here as well, having one of the doorways boarded up. I'm just focusing on a couple of these pictures. So we've got, that's me and Gareth with our neighbour Di. Diana lives in the house at the side of us, one of the houses. And this one is of the Hive when it used to be a workshop, and that's the chap who rented it for 30 odd years before us. So yeah, this is at the end of Project 1. Keep tuned, we'll try and do a better video of Project 2, which is going to consist of changing the shop area and building new displays. As you can see, we've got one there, the one that Gareth was working on earlier in the video, and yeah, we're just going to try and work out where to put that and how to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, it would mean a lot to us, and keep an eye out for Project 2 coming soon.